Hey everybody, it's me, the CPS Scholar, aka V, and I'm here for another review and recap of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 2, A Nice Day for a Wicked Wedding. And I really enjoyed this episode. Although Married at First Sight, y'all asked a lot for people on a Wednesday. I was thanking God that this episode wasn't 3 hours long, but that it was a struggle for my old self to watch those 2 hours, even though I was entertained. But with that being said, I'm going to get straight into the episode because there's always a lot. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. What did you think about the couple? Did you think they liked each other? Most of the time, we're trying to figure out if they're attracted to each other. You can kind of tell by their body language and the way they speak. But think about it. There's meeting this person for the first time. It's not many people you meet them for the first time, and that chemistry just goes boop, or that box goes boop, or that thing goes boop. Not many of them, and even if it does, it doesn't mean it's going to be a lasting, long-term situation. I can't wait till we get to the honeymoon. That's when the stuff really jumps off, or when they move into the apartment. But for now, let's enjoy the wedding dresses, the tuxes, the family, the champagne, the reception, and the drama that goes along with it. So with that being said, we're going to start off with Jasmina and Michael. It's just like I thought. I knew she was Jamaican, but it was a dead giveaway that Michael was Haitian. It was something about, I'm Haitian too. I could tell, I want to say by the way he looked, but the mannerism of everything that was going on. So I think it's really cool that we have a Caribbean love story between a Yardie and a Zoe. And I really like their story, and I think they're a cute couple. Love it, and I'm all here for it. So we're going to see how they like each other. So it starts off with Jasmina in a hotel bed. Her bridesmaids are jumping on her. They walk in, everybody's excited, loving on each other. She says that the reason she wants to get married at first sight is she wants to show her younger sisters how good relationship works. She wants to be an example, right? They switch over to Mike, and he says he wants to pass on his name. He's the last of his namesake. Remember, his father died of stomach cancer. His mom died of breast cancer. There's unfortunately been a lot of death in the family. So he wants to make sure he passes on his legacy the same way his parents did for him, right? He says he has a lot of love to give, and he's tired of keeping people at arm's length and not being able to be vulnerable. He has emphasized this a lot, that he's not open and he's not vulnerable. I think he probably should have did the work and went and got some therapy to work that out, but we're here and we're going to watch, right? The experts say that they put them together because they're both highly compassionate and want a long marriage. They say that Michael's an overthinker and that Jasmine is pragmatic, and they'll be a good match because they'll offset each other. They switch over to Jasmina getting her hair curled. Her sister asks what she wants to make her happy, and she says she wants no games, and she's tired of being the pass-through girlfriend. I've heard of that term. I've actually seen it. I've never been one of those, but I've seen it where folks pass through you when they're down on their luck, and they end up marrying the person right after you, which I think is so tragic. But it happens to a lot of folks. I'm not going to say just women, because I'm sure there are men who consider their pass-through relationships, so maybe women care more. I'm not sure. But she just doesn't, she's tired of being that pass-through girlfriend. They switch over to Michael and his sisters. They look good. They got dressed for the wedding. The dresses are banging. The hair is nice. Makeup is done. They look really cute. They're harping on him because they say he's the baby, and then they say they're sad that their mom's not there, but she's there spiritually. I almost cried when they put that breast cancer pin on him to symbolize her and to basically honor her since she's not there. It definitely brought tears to his eyes. It brought tears to mine. He was there in his little cute burgundy tux. I remember he said he chose the burgundy tux because his grandma loves that color. Then they switch over to Jasmina. She looks stunning, but she is sick to her stomach. She got a knot in her throat. She's nervous and scared. She's hoping that the guy is attractive and he treats her well. She wants patience. She wants patience and wants to allow him to be vulnerable, but she's freaked out because he's a stranger, and it took her mom showing up to calm her down. So mom walked in. The mom looks the same age as her. Every time I see her, it throws me off. I don't know if, because remember, this is her stepmom who adopted her. I'm not sure if the stepmom was way younger than the dad, but they looked at pretty much the same age, and she's shorter, so it kind of throws off. But she was cute in her coral and her curls. Um, she's worried because she doesn't want to have a divorce. One thing I noticed was I love the burgundy flowers in the bouquet. I like that type of stuff, so I noticed that, so I'm just throwing that in there. It was taking her forever to come out. Everybody seemed to be tired of waiting because it was time for her to come out to get married, right? Her mom had to give her a pep talk. She's crying. She comes out, and Michael takes one look, and he's like, "Wow." See, that's what you're supposed to say when your woman walk in the room. Wow, right? So I guess he loved what he was looking for. He loved what he saw. So they start talking about the family, and they basically, well, she walks up and she breaks the awkwardness, the silence, by saying, "You come here often?" So she's cute with a sense of humor. So it really broke up the room. It was so tense in there. I'm so glad he did that. So the family always talks about each person, so you can be kind of get a taste of what you're going to be looking for when they get married, and also for the show, right? So they said she loves children, she loves travel, and she loves boy bands, a Korean boy bands, and she got so excited that he knew that she was talking about BTS. So it was like, okay, we're gonna bond a little bit. Like, she lit up. But the family says she can turn into a firecracker, and in order to stop it, all you have to do is call her Beyonce. So I thought that was really, really funny. Then they turn around and talk about Michael. They say he's the baby boy of a Haitian family. Oh Lord, remind me of my brothers. If you ever been in a Haitian family, they love their boys. They baby them. They always make sure they're good, and they do not play about them. He loves kids. He lives by himself, so he may be a bit messy. Her face shrunk up. Like, she was like somebody shot her. She was like, "Oh, is he messy?" Because she says she's really, really OCD. But be patient with him. He's learning. One thing I did notice, I'm gonna keep harping on it, probably because I'm not big on shorter dudes. But everybody is what it is, right? He is super short, man. Like, you can, like, the height difference when they're standing at the altar is like jarring, but she seems to be looking down on him with in adoration. Oh, I'm being shady. She's looking at him with adoration. But he tells her and comforts her and says he will always be there for her. Then they get into the vows. I really, really liked her vows. She starts off her vows by saying what she can't promise. She can't promise that she won't eat his food after she says she wasn't hungry. She can't promise that she won't hog the covers. But she does promise to make him feel wanted, valued, and heard as a human being for the rest of their lives. I was like, "Oh, Jasmina, that's so cute." And then she takes her vows and she balls them up and she drops them like a mic. I said, she is so adorable and funny. She really has a personality. He's gonna have a fun time. It's weird because she's like a mix. She's stern sometimes, but she definitely can have a good time. So we'll see how that pans out. Then Mike says he knew he wanted to be married since he was a kid. He says that this experience on Married First Sight is an experience that they will only share, and he's open to being vulnerable. He's gonna respect her. While he's talking to her, he is like mesmerized by her. He's rubbing her hand. They kissed, but she didn't. She kissed him, but she didn't touch his body. So either she has reservations or she doesn't find him attractive. I also noticed that they had them jump the broom. I don't know if the producers did that or not, because that's usually an African American tradition. Not saying they didn't have slavery in the islands, but that's not usually a tradition in the islands. But I thought it was super cute that they did it, that they jumped, from single land into married land over the broom, and I loved it. She was smiling, and he was dapping everybody as he walked through. As he walked through, he was living it up. He was happy as hell. Then it switched over to Lindsay. Lindsay and Mark are taking their wedding pictures. She feels great. She says that she can tell that he's genuine and kind, but she's worried about their 5 cats. But then she throws in a joke that she's all right with it because they're old and they're probably close to death, so then they'll have less cats. I'm like, I'm not a big cat person, but she was dead wrong for that. Mark looked stunned and kind of thrown off, but he says his wife is definitely a wild child. but she will make his life fun and full. Lindsay says kissing Mark is weird. Remember Mark the shark, because he's a stranger. But they're both bonding over their issues with their mom, and he says that his dad has passed away, and she basically pointed out because his landlord was there for his wedding, was loving on him like she knew who he was, like that, like they had a good relationship. And she said, Lindsay said she was so happy how much people love Mark, and that makes her love him even more, and she's ready to dive into this marriage. So then they switch back over to Jasmina. Jasmina says she feels good, she's happy, she's Gucci. That's her words, not mine. And Michael says she is his type. She's beautiful, drop dead, gorgeous, a black Barbie. His words, not mine. Once again, they start drinking champagne, and he go to just his greedy ass goes to just to go sipping the champagne, and she's like, "You gonna sip the champagne without toasting first?" So she gonna be on top of him. And then he starts rambling, saying that he was trying to figure out her name while he was waiting for her, and he thought it was Melissa, and maybe Mimi for short. And he's like, "That sounds like Jasmine." And she's like, "No, it doesn't. You were wrong." So I'm like, this girl gonna be checking him this entire time, and this should be insane. So he wants to get to know her, so he asks her about her sleep schedule. And she tells him, she's like, "Me, Lord." And I was like, I had to get over that because I was getting old. It was messing me up. I was all sleepy throughout the day. But she says she wakes up at 6 in the morning because of her body clock, right? But she says she goes to sleep at 2 because she stays up watching K dramas. My kids are so into K dramas. They have me into the K dramas and Korean dating shows, and they have me listening to the K-pop. I'm stuck in the K world. I don't know how to get out. But Michael says he doesn't watch TV and he's in bed by 10. So how in the hell? This should be interesting. But she basically gave him the quiz that all anime loving, superhero loving ladies like. And she asked him if he likes Marvel, and he acts like he's lost and he doesn't know. And she was like, she took a deep breath, and he's like, "I hope this isn't the end of our marriage." So it was really cute. They didn't have stuff in common, but he seemed to be ready to learn. Then they go to the reception, and they get there, and they're trying to figure out which one of their families is loud. And I'm like, they're Caribbean families, both their asses in loud. Jamaicans and Haitians, if you want to have a party that's turned all the way up, just have it with them. So they were super happy that both families were accepting the union. They take pictures and they start flirting, and she's already asking him about traveling. She says she's like, she hopes the honeymoon is in Mexico because she doesn't want to go to Jamaica because that's where she's going for her 30th. And she asked him if he's coming too. So I thought that was cute because she was trying to include him. Then they go back to the reception for Lindsay and Mark. And she's like, talking it up how she finds confidence attractive. And Mark the Shark got confidence of 6 men. So she thinks he's very attractive. They're talking and they're getting comfortable together, and she asks if he likes country music. And he says no, and she automatically gets happy because she says she hates country music. Then they switch over to Jasmine and Michael. They're having their first dance. It's very nice. He tells her smile is beautiful. There is chemistry. He says there's chemistry. She's like, "Oh, there's a little spark." But they need to get to know each other and have time to talk. Her eyes kind of go shifty, like she's uncomfortable. I'm thinking she might not be attracted to Michael. We're going to see what happens. Now they go to Katina. I think Katina is like stunningly beautiful. Something about her is really, really like gorgeous. I don't know if it's the flowy hair, the whole thing. She's just beautiful to me. Katina is picking out her wedding dress. She's so happy she's not gonna be single, and she's not gonna keep running into guys that don't want a commitment. Then they switch over to Olajuwon. He has the jitters, and he's in the tuck shop with his family. He's bragging that there'll be no more Isaac. Just in case you don't know, Isaac is his middle name, and it's the name he used to pick up the hoes at the club. You have club name. So in college, I knew tons of people who had a club name. I would never tell what mine was, but he definitely was out there. So he's nervous, but ready to get. He says he's nervous, but he's ready to get rid of his selfish ways. So he already said that he has selfish ways. That he was out there. I don't know why they put Katina with this man. She wants somebody that commits and not gonna be on those games. I don't know. So Katina says she can't keep up with all the energy that she needed to be out in the clubs. That's why she doesn't want to be single anymore. And she says she's 30 and her ovaries aren't getting any younger. Or Lajuan, I think they said his nickname was Tootie, which is hilarious because I know somebody whose nickname is that. His family is scared because he's expecting a perfect wife that can cook. And like I said, in this day and age, like I said, I guess you can go on Google or TikTok and learn how to make a couple of meals, but I'm not going to speak on that. So Olajuwon is really, really cute in his tux. He's hilarious because he said he almost took his breath away. And yeah, Olajuwon looks really good. He's not really my type, but something about him is really, really attractive. He's handsome. They go back to Katina and she finds the perfect lace dress. She's sitting there and she promises she's gonna promises. I can't speak today. It's late, y'all. I'm tired. She promises to be the best wife she can be. And they flip over to who looks good in his tux, and they're at the wedding now, getting ready to get married. And he says he's tired of the app and he's ready for love and little ones. And he has no doubts and he's locked in. But he also hesitates to say if he's locked in for a lifetime. So they go over to Noi. Hopefully I'm saying her name correctly. I think she's cute too. She's picking out a dress. I think she's adorable, like I said. They pan over to Steve. Steve looked rough. Steve looked like he'll ask you for change when you're sitting in your car waiting at the light. And it kind of maybe that's how he built himself. Because I mean, nothing against those folks, but I think that's how he built himself because he wanted to be a wandering nomad. But he still had enough time to apply for this show and come on this show, so he wasn't wandering that damn hard. I don't know. But either way, he believes in arranged marriage because it runs in his family. Lots of people in his family had arranged marriage that actually worked. He says his number one priority is to start a family. They flip over to Noi, and Noi says she wants a connection. They basically go looking for dresses, and her first dress, it looks like the dress that Madonna wore in Like a Virgin, and I loved it. Anybody who knows me, I am all about Madonna, not Ray of Light Madonna and that bullshit she be on now, but like Open Your Heart to Me, Like a Virgin, Like a Prayer, even Human Nature when she was getting real freaky with her leather outfits. I love Madonna, so I love that wedding dress. She said something that really stuck to me. She said she never imagined trying on expensive gowns because she grew up poor in Veils. And she said she wants to be pregnant like yesterday. Then they switch over to Steve. I really like his midnight blue tux. I think it really complements his skin tone and his hair. So he was cute. I liked it. She ends up picking her second dress, which I think was cute because it had lots of flowery detail. You could tell they spent a lot of time putting that dress together. I'm sure it cost a pretty penny, but maybe production paid for it. Who knows? Then they switch over to Alyssa. She's ready to pick out her dress. She says she's purchased 10 dresses on her own just in case she doesn't like any of the ones that she's looking at on the show. I can tell she's super picky. Even when her and her homegirls walked in, they gave a whole Dion and Cher vibe from Clueless. That's one of my favorite movies. I put my daughter up on it. She loves it, but they give a really picky vibe, real classy, real snobbish, cute girl type clique. So she may not pick a dress. We'll see. Then they switch over to Chris. Okay, I know my channel is supposed to be super positive, but Chris and his friends all look alike. Just stiff. Dry. He even says he's analytical. Now, people, I am an analytical overthinker, so I get it. I work in math and science. I get it. But he bores me. He's boring to me. They switch over to her, and she says she wants a partner. He said he wants a partner that will make him better. He wants her to look at him and look down the aisle and look at him and say he's got it together. That throws me off because I think that you should want the lady to be sexually attracted as well. Not just saying he got it together. Yeah, it's gonna be good because you know, like I spoke to earlier, I don't want to contradict myself. You definitely want a provider that looks like he can take care of you. That's sexy. That's hot too. But you want what does the matchmaker used to say? You want somebody that make your box talk a little bit. You make it thump. You're like, you want a mixture of both. So Alyssa says she wants a dude with a country vibe, and I'm thinking about Chris. He is not it, but they pan over to him, and he looks good in his blue suit. Every time he speaks, I feel like I'm in a class, and I went to a lot of school, and I don't want to relive that life right now, especially not right now. So I don't see how she's gonna do it. Alyssa's trying on her dresses, and she has on her gold boots, her gold cowboy boots. And at least, lucky for Chris, she thinks that attraction can grow because I think she's gonna need it for him. But she thinks that there needs to be an initial attraction. So I really hope she thinks he looks good. Her dress is super pretty, very feminine, very delicate. The gold boots totally throw it off, but I was here for her dress. I loved it. So we're at the wedding days. They're doing a montage of the remaining couples, and Katina and Olajuwon are getting married next. She's scared but ready for commitment. She's tired of dating. Olajuwon, who's all boosted up to get married and stuff, is all in the hotel boo-hoo crying. He's nervous. They had to talk him through it. He says he's super excited, but he was he was stressed. He was going through it. Katina's ready to be hitched. And once again says he's ready because he's done with Tinder and Bumble and all those apps. He's done with it. Katina and her tattoo feels super crazy for doing this. So she was ready to go. I really like how they did her little silhouette with the tattoo. For some odd reason, it worked for me. It was a lovely, frilly dress, but the tattoo looked nice. Scared because he's scared she won't like him, or he feels like maybe he messed with one of her friends and she won't be able to get past his past. So I'm like, dang, how many chicks you done banged? You must have done went through the whole city, and you afraid one of her homegirls gonna recognize you and call you Isaac. You ain't slick. What the hell? Anyway, it's time for them to get married. And when she walks out, his eyes got big, and he said, "Whoa!" So he was on that Michael tip. He says, "You are beautiful." They both have tattoos. He asked if she likes what she sees, and she's like, "Yeah, I like what I see. You're very handsome." His family says Tootie, like I said, is his nickname, is a ball of energy. You need patience. He loves his family, so they all come as a package deal and be ready to come to all the family gatherings. They say he loves home cooked meals, and they hope she's no stranger to the kitchen. And when they said that, her whole family started giggling. So I'm thinking this chick can't boil ramen noodles, so this should be interesting. And he looked concerned, and he tried to play it off. He said he hopes that they can learn together and that they'll get it together. And they tell Katina not to judge before you understand him. So I'm like, he about to come with the bullshit. I can see. Her family says Katina is a social butterfly with a heart of gold. She's been saying she's going to get married for the past 5 years. She enjoys nights out with meeting new people, but she also enjoys nights in with her family. She's pretty and opinionated, and her friends are her family. And let me tell you, Olajuwon was happy as hell. If I were to get married again, I would want a dude to be that happy to be getting married to me. I mean, the original dude was happy as hell too, so I don't take that away from him. But yeah, I want you to be that happy to be married to me. That's what I want in my life. So they do their vows, and Olajuwon says, he says, Katina starts the vows. Katina says, "You are my answered prayer. I was looking for a man that was willing to take a chance on love." He was going to do his vows, but he puts his paper down just to hold her hand, and he makes all types of promises. And one of the main promises is he promises to keep their spark going and to respect her. I really like Olajuwon. I know he's goofy and he's a bit much, but something about him, maybe because I have a tendency to like F boys. I don't know. Maybe that's what my F boy radar is like. Look, there's an F boy. Go after him. I don't know. But I really like that he got on one knee to go put her ring on. He asked to kiss her, and he genuinely looks happy. Katina is in shock the whole time. She can't pronounce his name for shit. Um, she asked him, no, he asked her if she likes a man that shows emotion, and she says yes. And he thinks she's hot. Then there's a bunch of awkward silence. I mean, what do you really talk about? You just met this person, but he makes sure to ask her for another kiss. What I noticed about him, he's super high energy. He's rambling, and she's really quiet, and she's starting to look annoyed. And she even mentions that she's overwhelmed by his strong personality. So this should be interesting how they mesh together because he's on 10, she's on 3. That could cause some problems. So then they go over to Noi and Steve, who are now getting married. Noi is adorable. She's excited. She's doing tears of happiness. Steve claims that he's been dating and traveling and met no one special, so he's taking a new approach. Noi said she wasn't really specific on looks. She wanted somebody tall, dark, and handsome, and that's about it. But she was specific on qualities, so she's looking for certain qualities. Mom says no one is perfect. You guys just have to respect each other and grow together. Noi starts talking about her alter ego. I can't speak today. Noisy, and they start doing like cut shots where they cut to her and her party city wig, living it up and being naughty, right? So she has her own little alter ego. So, and she's also, her and her friend are talking about the noisy alter ego in the third person, and it was funny because the friend was like, "We need to stop this because it's getting weird." She says she wants to thank her future husband for being brave in doing this process, because she says she's been through dating hell and flown across the seas for love, and so she's looking for something different. Steve says he wants someone loving, caring, and adventurous. Noi comes out in her dress. She looks stunning. She says, "Love is the guiding force in my life." And she, although she was freaking out and crying and processing everything, she was happy. The brothers have a talk with Steve about compromise, so apparently he's not good on compromise. So, usually that causes a problem. Noi thinks she's risking getting her heart broken. Steve focuses on the fact that he's going from independent to me, aka homeless. He was homeless as hell. To having a wife and somebody to take care of. Steve walks in, and as soon as he walks in, Noi's mom yells out, "Whoa, he's handsome!" So she definitely approves. And they pan over to Noi talking to her dad, and her dad tells her to take care of her family and her husband and make sure that she stays patient. And that's how they end it, with Noi and Steve getting ready to get married. I can't wait to see where this goes. Like I said, I'm entertained up to this point. You can tell they did the same thing they have done for the past 2 seasons, putting together opposites and seeing how it goes down for ratings. It's kind of sad because when the show first started, they were really trying to set up people for love. At least they pretended to. But I'm going to go along for this ride. Now you guys don't have to watch the 2 hours because I sat through the foolishness, super tired, and took some lovely notes so I can tell you what happened in this episode. So join me next time for the next episode of Married at First Sight. It comes on next week, but in between I'm going to be dropping some videos. Check out my Ready to Love videos. And I'm definitely going to do a video about that Tammy Faye movie because I thought it was so good and I think more people should watch it. So until next time, love you guys. Stay blessed. Good night.